A tale of two very different duchesses. Queen Catherine emerges during a powerful speech as Meghan Markle hits a shocking new low by using her children to hawk her dodgy honey. So yes, this is the Thanksgiving video from Meghan, as fake as it comes, of course, filmed months and months ago. But I think the real downfall here for the Sussexes is the fact that now in her promotional material, she is directly invoking and using the name of her two children. By contrast, Catherine revealed the type of monarch she intends to be during this speech in the UK yesterday.
Love is the first and most essential bond. Imagine a world where each of these environments were built on valuing time and tenderness just as much as productivity and success.
So we're going to get a very unique take on these two very different women from royal YouTube sensation P-Dina in just one moment. But first, I've got to take you through this shock new low from Ms. Markle. As Tom Sykes reports in The Royalist, Meghan puts Archie and Lili in her Thanksgiving mail shot. The argument that the no pictures rule is to protect her kids' privacy looks very strained in the face of a new as ever campaign which actively seeks to sell Archie and Lili Bit's lifestyle. Now, I would say it doesn't just look strained. Actually, I would say it's been blown up into smithereens. Prince Harry looks like a goddamn fool because his wife is now using his two precious children on social media to hawk shitty sage honey. A very quick but personal message from me to you to let you know that the best way you can support Dan Wootton Outspoken is to subscribe to my Substack at www.outspoken.live. Substack is a free speech platform that protects me from big tech cancellation and lawfare. Paid annual or monthly subscribers get an extra hour of content with the Royal Uncancelled After Show available every weekday with no advertising whatsoever. You can also message me direct on there. That's www.outspoken.live. Here's the reporting from Mr. Sykes. Meghan just put her kids slap bang into her Thanksgiving marketing campaign. What I imagine marketing experts of the future will make of this email when it is included in a compilation of a definitive history on how to run your personality-driven business into the ground is that it's deeply hypocritical to try and generate affection and fondness for your children when you have obsessively prevented their images from being published. Also, I would suggest that it's now fairly clear that the children and the husband, far from being kept at arm's length from the dirty business of commercial necessity, will absolutely be roped in whenever they are required. The Queen's generous farewell to them from royal life. It is my whole family's hope that today's agreement allows them to start building a happy and peaceful new life. Looks hopelessly naive now. Now, I have to say, I was the one saying this at the time. Tom Sykes goes on to say, I hope Meghan sought her kids' permission to include them in her little Thanksgiving email blast before she invaded their privacy in this way. Reading these emails from As Ever, it's hard not to think of how badly Harry and Meghan have played their hand. In the space of 6 years, they have gone from being the most exciting new members of the royal family to hawking honey that they are kind of loosely but non-actionably hinting as from their garden on Instagram. You have to wonder if they had known then that this was what it would all be for. Might they have done things differently? Well, certainly Harry would have, but I've got to take you through this email personally written by that weirdo, Meghan Markle. She's not right in the head because she refers to herself in two different ways in the third person here. The headline, by the way, is why she thinks she's so clever. Oh, yes, things do get better with sage, unlike you, Meghan. And she writes, and remember, this is Meghan writing this, which is why it's so creepy and so weird. When it comes to our founders' favourites, the delicate, herbaceous flavour of sage ranks high on the list. Why, you ask? I didn't, Meghan. Well, those photos you've seen this year on our Instagram of Meghan walking through. So, okay, now she's referring to herself in the third person, not as the founder, but by her real name. Walking through what seems like lavender with its gorgeous purple hue. actually share the beauty of flowering sage. Fun fact, the varietal is called Santa Barbara. Those strolls with Archie and Lili running in tow, her husband checking on the bees, Poola chasing the ball with Mia trying to keep up. Those were the sun-drenched moments that made an everyday walk something a bit more magical. So magical, in fact, Meghan, that you're now using it to sell your shitty honey. And that sage, that purple, that scent around the garden was always there in the background. Meghan started drying all the different varieties of sage she was growing, bundling it as gifts, cooking with it, infusing it into oils, and indulging the sage-infused honey her bees were busy harvesting. Just imagine, by the way, in comes the envelope. You've got Meghan's sage. No, thank you. And she goes on. And so begins our Montecito Thanksgiving love story. When dreaming up the holiday collection months ago, Meghan imagined what it would taste like to have a sage honey drizzled on her Thanksgiving turkey. And ta-da! Here we are, a stunning sage honey, aromatic and earthy, Epicurean in its depth of flavour and elegant simplicity, inspired by the treat she enjoys at her home with her family. Our sage honey is now available for your holiday table, and there is the hard sell. P-Dina. Prince Harry is now allowing his wife to use his children, to use personal stories of their time together to hawk overpriced honey. What do you make of it?
Well, I don't know that Harry is allowing it. I think Meghan is just doing what she wants to do, and Harry has no choice to go along with it. It, to me, looks like Meghan is just really desperate to try to keep this brand alive. It really is a dead brand. You would think if it were so wanted and popular that her celebrity friends would be endorsing her heavily. This is a product that only Meghan is able to talk about because nobody really wants to be associated with Meghan. And she just looks very desperate to me, bringing in the children. You don't really get to see the children, but they're there. She talks about them. And Harry is doing what he does, completely opposite of wanting to have his children a part of social media, let alone helping to sell products. Meghan just looks so cheap as someone who had such a close alignment with true royalty. It to me looks like a fall from grace. And it's really a pathetic situation, I think, that is also bringing Harry down. And I think more the reason why their titles will be stripped. She is not going to stop. It's going to continue.
Strip the titles. Seriously, strip the titles. It's like she's this desperate, P-Dina. And remember, up until a few months ago, the money was still rolling in from Netflix, right? Like the desperation is only going to grow because that financial tap from Hollywood has well and truly been turned off now. No new series in production anywhere.
Yeah, and she's going to keep trying to make it appear as if she is doing something. Things are moving forward, but that is not the case. I mean, even the stories around the brand, the products even being sold in the Netflix store is not happening. Meghan is very desperate right now. And I don't know how she'll be able to make herself appear legitimate because I think to a lot of people, even with all the controversy around her and the photos at the Kardashians, Meghan just seems to have so many mishaps and problems that are negative and not encouraging. It just doesn't look well for her. And her single alignment with this product really validates how alone and isolated she is with her brand. I mean, she doesn't have the support of really high profile people to really legitimize her products.
No, because the brand is a disaster. And everyone knows the brand is a disaster. It's embarrassing. I mean, if you're a big celebrity and you're posting was never on your Instagram, it's really, really bad. Like the fact that Oprah went there. Oh my God. And Just nuts. But then we
She's going down too,
Yeah,
just
she
to say.
is.
I think a lot
She
of people
is.
are not aligning with Oprah as much.
No, no. Well, it was the beginning of the end, wasn't it? The interview,
Right.
because it's
Hmm.
like, not only did you lie, not only did you allow someone else to lie, you let that lie about the British royal family go around the globe. I'll never forgive her for it, honestly. And I would just say Oprah had enough big interviews in her career not to have to end her reputation in that way. But, you know, she was Markled well and truly, wasn't she? But look, I
Yeah.
want to talk about the contrast, P-Dina, because, you know, you say Meghan is so cheap and she used to have this connection to true royalty, and there was true royalty yesterday. And this was a major moment for Catherine, the Princess of Wales. She was actually at this event alongside Gareth Southgate, who is the former England football coach in the United Kingdom. But what people are saying, P-Dina, is that this speech, this address, which made it onto the front page of the Daily Telegraph, was, as Tom Sykes describes it, a tantalizing glimpse of Queen Catherine. And he said, the Princess of Wales, confident, Maine, suggested to me that she knows exactly what moment she is stepping into. And very much the suggestion is that after everything being derailed for a couple of years because of her cancer treatment, King Charles's growing health crisis means actually now we're starting to see her mission statement, and we're starting to see the power being passed from one house of Windsor into the other. It's fascinating stuff. Before I get into a bit of the analysis, though, let's just watch how Catherine started her speech.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you very much for being here today. I hope you'll find it interesting and insightful. I'm certainly looking forward to it. And we've got some fantastic speakers, so thank you to all of you for your time, support, and commitment. I'd also like to take this opportunity to say thank you to Christian, who's led the centre and built many of the relationships here today. Thank you, Christian, for holding the fort, particularly over the last couple of years. So my passion and the work of the Centre for Early Childhood stems from one essential truth: that the love we feel in our earliest years fundamentally shapes who we become and how we thrive as adults. Love is the first and most essential bond, but it's also the invisible thread woven with time, attention, and tenderness through consistent nurturing relationships, which creates the grounded and meaningful environments around a child. It is this texture, the weave of love, which forms a child's emotional world and becomes the foundation, the very fabric of resilience and belonging. The home should be the space where love, safety, and rhythm enable a child to thrive. A loving home ultimately teaches us how to love and how to care. But every environment has the potential to shape our hearts.
So, P-Dina, we're seeing there, I think, what a Queen Catherine is going to be all about. Catherine is selling love, the concept of love at home. Meghan is selling her children in order to make money. I just thought the contrast yesterday was so great.
Yeah, and how she really puts the focus on what a lot of people relate to. And I think that is the message that that resonates with Catherine. The things that she says really touches the homes and hearts of the people. With Meghan, you look at what she is doing, and you can only feel sorry for how she's treating her children, how she's using them as pawns. And it just shows the contrast between what is important for the people and what the work of the monarchy is about, this things that Catherine is saying, and how with Meghan, you just look at the complete opposite. And even Harry is not aligned with what his wife is doing. And it just, to me, feels like, once again, Meghan is about herself. It's not really about her children. It's about gaining this empire off of the backs of her children, while Catherine focuses on the love of the home and the children. And it brings value to a lot of people, what Catherine says. Meghan doesn't bring value, she brings disdain and disgust, really. Because you just look at someone who has fallen so far and you look at what she's doing, selling products. It just feels wrong to me. And you just have to look at Meghan and think how she is not really looking out for the welfare of her children. She really isn't. I don't know how this is going to end in terms of these children, but I can say with certainty that it doesn't seem to be coming off with a good start for someone who is in the public eye so heavily that you are using your children this way. It just doesn't get any better when you see how she is using her children. To me,
Indeed.
it's quite sad.
And Catherine is not just looking out for her own children at home. She wants all children, especially in the
Exactly.
United Kingdom, to have love. But first, by the age of 50, we've likely lost half our collagen, opening the door to aching joints, brittle bones, and tired-looking skin that ages you before your time. But there's hope. Native Path collagen peptides are helping millions refill that gap. And here's what sets Native Path apart. Just one clean ingredient. Third-party tested for heavy metals and purity. No fillers, no junk, over 5 million jars sold, and 8,000 five-star reviews. I think that says it works, right? Native Path customers are reporting stronger, more flexible joints, finally moving without pain, smoother, more youthful skin that turns back the clock, and thicker, fuller hair in as little as 14 days. Imagine waking up feeling like yourself again, active, confident, and pain-free. Right now, visit trynativepath.com/outspoken for a special bundle deal at a fraction of the retail price, backed by a risk-free 365-day guarantee.
We have a food industry that knows nothing about health and a health industry that knows nothing about food, right? And once you really understand that, you can see why we're in the problems that we are. We watch TV and they're feeding us all these foods that are refined and processed and get us sick. And the next commercial is a commercial about a pill that we're supposed to take. The forefront of what we do here at Native Path is we try to get people off the path of what most people are doing is eating that stuff and taking those pills and get them on the path to eating, moving, and living in harmony with their biology. Collagen is, in my opinion, it's the one thing that if you take it, everything else starts to get easier or unnecessary because it's so foundational in the structure of your body. We're deficient in this very important protein that our ancestors got plenty of. So it's a big part of what I say is important when we're aging. You have to have this as part of your diet.
But act now, supply is tight and demand is soaring. This deal won't last long. Don't let another day go by feeling older than you look. Visit trynativepath.com/outspoken today, or just click on the link below this video in the description box. But now, back to the show. But look, Tom Sykes of The Royalists, he's actually here on the show tomorrow, by the way, so we'll get him to go into this more. But he has, I think, summed up the significance of this moment for Catherine. And he writes, as amazing as it was to hear a member of the royal family essentially declare that love is all you need today, what was perhaps even more remarkable about a speech and solo appearance by Catherine, the Princess of Wales, was the obvious signpost it laid down for how she and William intend to reign as king and queen. It might even suggest to some that the moment is coming faster than King Charles's office cares to admit. Delivered at the Future Workforce Summit in London, this was Catherine's most significant solo speech and cemented for me the feeling that a substantial transfer of power is underway inside the House of Windsor. And he obviously goes into some of the key lines of the speech and says, these are not the usual sentiments of a royal keynote at a corporate summit in the Salesforce Tower. And that is precisely the point. As unexpected as these words were coming from a senior royal, what I thought was truly striking about the princess's speech was the unmistakable shift in tone and pace it signals is coming to the royal family. Anyone with two eyes can see that the sands of the monarchy are shifting. King Charles is fighting cancer, and much as the palace doesn't like me to talk about it, is visibly older, more frail, and stepping back for longer periods. The tempo of royal work is changing and the centre of power has moved to the Waleses. And before I get P-Dina to come in on that, I just want to show you a bit more of Catherine yesterday.
Every one of you interacts with your own environment, a home, a family, a business, a workforce, a community. These are the ecosystems that you yourselves help to weave. Imagine a world where each of these environments were built on valuing time and tenderness just as much as productivity and success. As business leaders, you'll face the daily challenge of finding the balance between profitability and having a positive impact. But the two are not and should not be incompatible. At the Centre for Early Childhood, we believe that we must do all we can to create the conditions for love to flourish. That is how we invest in our future. Every child deserves respect and safety, and everyone who cares deserves recognition and appreciation. Every act of care creates community because we're all essentially weavers of that same fabric. I believe in restoring the dignity to the quiet, often invisible work of caring, of loving well, as we look to build a happier, healthier society. You are here because you care. So thank you.
P-Dina, without any doubt, that does mark a significant change from Catherine. I mean, of course, after everything she has gone through over the past 2 years, she was going to emerge with much more focus. And we're seeing that focus now. She knows what she wants to bring to the world. She knows that life can be short and this moment is now. And she knows that she has a role to play, even though very much she hasn't changed her fundamental belief, which is that her number one role in life is to be there to support her husband as king.
Right.
But I think she knows that what she can bring to this partnership is the spreading of this message of love. And I mean, I have to say, I think this is very powerful. And I think Catherine did need a bit of time, but my God, she's delivering.
Yes, and she seems so confident. I mean, she really has improved a lot in her public
Mm,
speaking. She seems really sure of herself. And yeah, just over, I think you're going to see more and more of this transition, with William and Catherine. And, they're going to set a different tone and pace, and it's going to feel a lot different. And things are going to, I think, start happening a lot sooner before William is even on the throne. He is going to start doing more and more things on the fore with the public. And I think that's welcomed by a lot of people because they're so popular and they do such great work. And you have to look at William and Catherine as people who they're younger. They I think resonate with younger people more. The foundation of this couple is really strong. And that is what we are seeing. That's what you feel when you see and hear Catherine speak. I really am encouraged by the work that she is doing and the balance that she has set with her own health struggles and the work that she is doing. She's ready now. Things are starting to pick up. And, there's no room for complaining about anything. I mean, you try to find anything wrong with William or Catherine, and you're just really stretching because they really are doing the work. Even, just when they had to put up with things from people saying things about Catherine, they just held strong and they came out of it great. And I really feel confident about seeing them more. We will see that. And I think some things are going to change around some decisions with William before he even takes the throne
oh,
around the
yeah.
titles, is what I'm
Oh,
hearing.
yes. Well, I very much hope so. It needs to happen. Absolutely, it needs to happen. And again, I think the contrast between the type of speech that Catherine delivered, because it meant something, right? She doesn't do it often, and when she does, it meant something, is again in total contrast to what is a really desperate new appearance from Harry, which is going to be on, I believe, December the 1st, P-Dina. But what is so fascinating for this look, thus selling, see Prince Harry in person. This is a pay to play. And it's so sad, isn't it? Because you just know that this speech, P-Dina, will mean absolutely nothing. It will contain all of the usual cliches, but it's something that Harry is delivering, not to change the world, not because he wants to make any point, but because he needs a paycheck.
Right. I mean, he needs to make money. He looks so, I mean, to me, Harry always looks disheveled. He just never seems really well put together. I think you can see behind his eyes all the stress that is happening at home. There's no alignment of purpose between Harry and Meghan. Harry's out there trying to make a buck, and his words are hollow. He doesn't really speak on anything that he lives by. He's just there trying to make money, and people see that. I mean, you watch Harry and Meghan for that, partying with the Kardashians. They're supposed to be like royalty, right? That's what they want to appear as. But this is what we see them doing, partying with social media influencers, Hollywood people. And yet you're supposed to be out there speaking these really important missions and things that you're trying to do. No one takes you seriously. You, Harry and Meghan are really a joke. And the more they try to get out there and to make themselves look important, with Meghan selling her brand and Harry trying to have speeches that he thinks are meaningful, they are a joke and they need to stop because it is ridiculous. This is never going to go anywhere to a good place for them. Really, it is not. People see right through it. No one is inspired. I even heard that they're not even able to sell the seats for Harry giving this speech right here. That means people know that he's not bringing anything meaningful to the table. Who is his association with? His connection is to what? His wife selling some crappy products. That's where his alignment is, because he hasn't put his foot down to show his wife that what she is doing, especially with the children, is not something that looks good for them. There's no real purpose for Harry right now. He's still trying to find it, right? And I just think it speaks to the fact that no one's buying these seats. And, he just needs to get out of this situation because he's going to keep getting more and more desperate to make money. And who knows what he'll end up doing to try to pay his bills or whatever. He just, I think, knows he needs to go back to real royalty. That's where he needs to be. That's where he feels most comfortable. And he's trying to get it back, but it's just falling flat for him because of Meghan, I think. It's a big part of it.
I know, it really is. It really is. But again, no sympathy from me whatsoever. And it has actually been revealed that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have a new grift, right? This is how they are making lots of money and getting nice things from their friends who are increasingly becoming furious. So what we're going to do is move over to Substack and reveal all with P-Dina. You can join us at www.outspoken.live. Our paid annual and monthly subscribers get first access to the Royal Uncancelled after show every single weekday. You can watch live or on demand with no advertising whatsoever. Substack is a free speech platform. I'm protected there from lawfare. I'm protected there from big tech cancellation. So I'd love you to join the party. That address again, www.outspoken.live. Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please click on my face just to the bottom left to subscribe to this brand new independent news source and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted to our brand new live shows, uncancelled interviews, and special royal episodes. Outspoken is also now available as a podcast, so you can listen to the show every weekday on the go, wherever you are.